So don't worry about me, bro. All right. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Big Buzz. I'm Gavin. I'm here with...
Your boy Kaz, people.
Watch this.
Producer Ryan.
Hey.
We got 2 cameras now. How legit does that look now?
Too legit.
Yes, sir.
All right. But let's get into the stuff. We already know what we're getting into today. Yeah, show the camera that really quick.
Yep.
Lamar Jackson got the non-exclusive franchise tag today.
Yes.
Yeah.
And what's that mean, Gavin? What's the non-exclusive franchise tag?
That means he can negotiate with other teams now. And if he does sign with another team, the Ravens will get 2 of their first-round draft picks.
Right. So at this point in time, if Lamar decides to go to a different team, the Ravens, all they get for him is more cap space, basically, for him leaving, and 2 first-round picks. So you have the argument, is he worth more than 2 first-round picks? Because I would say yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, what was Russ got? Like
3?
3 and 2 second-rounders?
That's why some people argue, should we have just did a backyard deal and kind of halfway signed him so we could actually trade him? I've heard that.
Mm-hmm.
That's sketchy. So Lamar's not going to sign that thing and just say, yeah, I will get traded. It may not happen, and then he's at a small number. So
Right.
that's only when it's super trustworthy, I guess.
Yeah, I think
The sign and trade.
I kind of think this deal, like this franchise tag, is kind of leading me to think, okay, as long as a team doesn't absolutely blow the water on this deal, like, for instance, I think the New York Jets are a team that might make a big move for Lamar in the next coming
Yeah, because
days.
they're going to have to pay up for Aaron Rodgers anyway.
Yeah, but I think Monday's the first day they can he can negotiate with other teams.
Oh, I was actually wondering that.
It's next Tuesday.
Is it next Tuesday?
Yep.
Tuesday? Thank you.
Okay. So once that day comes, it's the Jets can put an offer on the table. I think you said it right before the pod. Like if we, or it might have been you. I don't know. Whatever it was, 160. If one of them are giving him 160 guaranteed, because I don't think any team is willing to give him 250 guaranteed.
Right.
And if they do, it's not going to be the Baltimore Ravens. Let's be realistic.
I think I was wrong about that. I thought there were several teams that would pay up just because of how desperate they are. Like Carolina Panthers owner.
Right.
He's one of the highest paid. He's one of the richest men in the world, to be honest. I figured he would pay a lot, but it sounds like they kind of got together and was like, really, the Deshaun Watson is an anomaly, and really, we're never going to do that.
It essentially,
so I think I was wrong.
Yeah, they could. Realistically, though, they're the people who run the show. So if they want to have an insider meeting and just say, let's save some money, all of us, and just not do that again, you know, you're screwing out players like Lamar, who I feel deserve a contract similar to Deshaun Watson, but you know, the owners are trying to save money.
Yeah, you're only worth what they're going to give you.
Exactly. So
and
I think,
and they met about Snyder, and they met about other things going on in the league. I'm sure that was one of the topics.
Right. I truly think that that Lamar is gonna wear a different jersey next year at this point.
Really?
That's currently where I'm sitting, because realistically, he's on a non-exclusive. He's gonna hear offers from other teams. Like
he's upset about the franchise tag.
Upset about that. You know, obviously, a lot of the fans are also hurt that they couldn't come to an agreement, including the people in this room, I would say. So, like, it's difficult to see him coming back from that. And
it is. My stance has kind of changed, though. Like this morning, I was upset. I even sent the text. I'm like, we're gonna lose Lamar over 2 picks. But really, I think we just got other teams to do our dirty work. We didn't want to disrespect Lamar and say, you've been out, you've been off target, you've been X, Y, and Z. Not that I agree with them or not, but now we get them to say it. Now we get the other teams to be the agent. Now we get the other teams to be a barometer. So I was saying pay him the $220. Well, what if a team only offers him $160 and we just save $60 million?
Exactly.
I look like the idiot.
Yeah.
But I don't have to handle the money. I'm just a fan. I just want them to play. So give them the $220 because they're a bunch of billionaires anyway. Yeah. But now I see why DeCosta is in the place that he is, and I'm just a mechanic because he can make those decisions with his mind. I make them with my heart.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think I changed my stance. I think we let them be the agent and we sign it. I think we do. He may be a little salty at us, but it's business.
Right.
Along with that, Lamar can't leave the Ravens until we decline whatever that team. We can match whatever the deal. Yeah. Like, say the Jets offer him $220 guaranteed with $250 as the total contract.
Right.
the Ravens can match that, and he can come back to Baltimore. But if they decline it, he's a New York Jet. I truly do think I feel like a deal is going to get done now. I feel like this makes me feel like a deal is going to get done.
Mm-hmm.
I think, like you said, all these owners are coming to I think he's coming to a realization, like, nobody's going to give you 250 guaranteed.
Well, his camp is going to figure that out real soon.
Yeah, nobody's going to give you 250 guaranteed.
Except me.
Yeah, no, pull that paycheck out. But nobody's going to give you that money guaranteed. Nobody will do it unless you're the Cleveland.
Doesn't look like it.
Cleveland
and like
Browns.
Kazi was saying, I think before the pod, kind of, now he's upset, now it's this, now it's that. Maybe we match and he doesn't want to stay.
Exactly.
Maybe we just let him
Look
walk.
at the situation in New
Kazi
York.
had a good point with that.
New York Jets. They have far better receiving talent than the Ravens. They got Breece Hall, who was a rookie last year, probably would have won Rookie of the Year. Got hurt, but he's going to be a hell of a player. And they're continuing to build. The Jets, I think, could be a solid team with a good quarterback.
Yeah, they also did have the Rookie of the Year on their team as well.
Yeah, Garrett Wilson as well. I'm just saying Breece Hall was that caliber also up there with him. Sauce is a beast, too.
Yeah.
He won Defensive
Defensive
Rookie
Rookie of the Year.
I just kind of think you have to have like super thick skin in New York, and it only takes a special breed. And I feel like Aaron Rodgers is arrogant enough to be like, I love myself so much, the New York media ain't gonna pressure me.
Mm-hmm.
I think Lamar kind of likes the Baltimore media. I think if he goes anywhere else, there's cameras everywhere. There are people following him around.
Mm-hmm.
He can kind of stay low key here because we don't have a huge media presence like that. So I think all these factors go into play, and we gave him a shot. I think we matched the offer. I think we tuned it up. I think Lamar kind of forgives us a little. I mean, Lamar's been saying, hey, it's business. Well,
Right.
We're saying, hey, it's business now, too. And I think you just meet in the middle on that, and you just respect your employer, and the fans want it. But I don't like how the fans have turned on him.
Right.
This has been so messy, man.
I mean, he's played great for the Ravens.
Yeah,
So
he's got 40-something wins, man.
Yeah,
100 touchdowns.
But obviously, when your star quarterback doesn't play in 2 playoff runs in a row, it's always gonna have
Of course.
You're always gonna have a deep thing in your heart about it.
Right.
Yeah, for
Like,
sure.
damn,
You wouldn't be a fan if you wasn't worried.
Yeah, I mean, that's another thing with his injury bug the last couple of years is affecting his contract as well.
Yeah.
That's not as much talked about, I feel like, but
Yeah, the injuries are a big factor. But even for the Ravens, realistically, something else that's a big factor too is he wants guaranteed money. So if you pay somebody guaranteed money, a lot, you can't afford to put the weapons around them that they need to be worth what that guaranteed money is. I think Lamar's great, and he hasn't had a ton of weapons this past season and still managed to win. But I'm talking a Super Bowl run team. You need to have a team around a $200 million quarterback.
But my only rebuttal to that is we signed him on his rookie deal. He's cheap. It's structured. There's no negotiating if you get drafted in the first round, and we couldn't give him a team then.
Mm-hmm.
If you can't give him a team then, how are you going to give him a team now?
Yeah, it could be front office. That's just front office issues.
Exactly, and then we wouldn't go away from our scheme, and we were hard-headed about certain things. Our strength and conditioning got the only F rating in the
Right.
NFL
Yeah,
by
that's
the Players
ridiculous.
Association. Derek Wolf came out and said the strength and conditioning coaches are getting players hurt. Why do we have this hard-headed atmosphere now of not getting, like, the wide receiver scouts? I bet you they're all the same ones.
Right.
Like, I might just be out on a limb here, and I don't really know, but who's our scouting team? Are we having turnover in that building because it's not working?
yeah, but same time going along with what you said about us not bringing in a bunch of these guys, a lot of these guys that are taking up a lot of our money right now are guys that are already on the team, already have big contracts. You got Ronnie Stanley taking up a huge chunk of that.
Oh, no
of
one
that
talks
salary
about
cap.
that.
You got that. Mark Andrews getting paid now.
Houston was expensive. Campbell was expensive. Campbell's barely on the field. I mean, he finally played his higher percentage of snaps, and
Right.
really that's why he got a bonus. But
Mm-hmm.
he finally made it on the field and stuff like that. And I like these guys, but that's the thing. It's no more, oh, I like you. We're going to
Right.
help you along, Ajabo. Oh, I like you, Oway. We're going to see what you develop into. No, you're first, second rounders. You're supposed
Right.
to be developing right now.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You need to be
This is-
shown.
Yeah, you're a grown man. Let's go.
Yeah, and restructuring a lot of contracts too. Like Marlon Humphrey, I think got his contract restructured before last
Right.
season
It's
too.
just how many receivers went after Bateman, or how many receivers went after Oway? How many receivers went after Ojabo? We didn't
Yeah.
need linebackers. I mean, we did. We needed an inside linebacker, to be perfectly honest, but we let people walk. Did Darius Smith walk? Everybody walks.
I want to ask y'all two a quick question. How do y'all feel about the Rashad Bateman and EDC conversation?
Yeah, so I saw Rashad Bateman had came out and said some, I guess, negative things about DaCosta.
Yeah, well, I think DaCosta started it, if you ask me.
So I'm actually unfamiliar with the situation.
Oh,
of
I'm
what
sorry
he could
to bring
explain.
you in.
It's okay.
So basically, Eric DaCosta came out and said, and I'm paraphrasing here, he said, basically, if I were to have a great receiver room, it means I would have better receivers in the room. So basically meaning we don't have any good guys.
Okay.
So then Bateman came out and said, why don't you play to our strengths and stop blaming me and number 8 and talking about Greg's Roman scheme, how we couldn't get people open. I mean, if you saw in the Super Bowl, a fullback's wide open, a wide receiver's wide open. How are you wide open in the Super Bowl? Because you're a great offensive coach. That's why. And that's why he's about to go lead Washington too. And I think it's a little bit of both there, but he called him out and then he called him out back and said, why don't you worry about us, worry about our health. Again, a shot at the strength and conditioning team. A guy off at ACL should not be squatting the same amount of pounds as a guy that's not on the ACL. So Derek Wolf, he put that out in the open, and now guys are coming back out.
Right.
So they took some shot at each other. It was ugly. I hate that my team is starting to be messy. We were never messy.
Right.
We're never messy. So I don't know. And now Ozzy's involved. Ozzy went out on the radio show and said, we're going to do X, Y, and Z with Lamar Jackson. I mean, he's been in the shadows, and now he's out. So it's very important. And I thought he was gone, but I think we're going to keep him. But the DaCosta stuff was ugly.
Yeah, I agree on parts of, like, Eric DaCosta, you can't say that. Let's be realistic. You
Yeah,
cannot
man.
say that, but at the same time, Rashad Bateman, you have been on the field for probably 10 games of your 2-year career so far.
Catch a ball in the slant.
You can't.
Catch a slant in the rain,
That's-
please.
And how when
Catch
you
a
are
slant in the rain.
when you are on the field, you have one of the highest drop percentages in the league when you're on the field.
Because
right
of those rainy games, those rainy, cold games. It's hard to play in Baltimore, man. We need some dogs.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, Bateman is also saying, I wasn't hurt until I got here. That was a part of the tweet also. So that's what is culminating. Like, it's being a I can't say the word, but a cumulative effect that the injuries are happening. The contracts are messy.
Right.
The people are now talking. The GM is calling people out. It's getting messy, and I really don't like it.
Yeah, it's not a good scene in Baltimore.
It is not a good scene in
Not
Baltimore.
necessarily, but this is a time where you got time to figure your stuff out before the next season begins.
Yeah, you do.
But,
You want Anthony Richardson.
Probably enough on Lamar. We'll see what happens next week.
Yeah, we're obviously passionate.
Good
about
little preface. Of course we're passionate. But I do want to talk about some other quarterbacks.
it.
So
Yeah, for sure.
started off, we got Derek Carr signing with the New Orleans Saints. The deal details: 4 years, $150 million, $100 million guaranteed. What does this mean for the Saints?
It's kind of crazy. I mean, we haven't gotten to this contract yet, but the Daniel Jones contract was only $10 million more than what Derek Carr got.
Right.
It's kind of unbelievable to think about. But I'm happy for Derek Carr. I like him as a quarterback. I think he can succeed in that New Orleans offense with Michael Thomas, Chris Olave, Jarvis Landry. I think is coming back. We obviously don't know what's happening with Alvin Kamara down there in New Orleans right now. I think they said he was innocent.
Yeah, he was. They just posted the video of him in the Uber or whoever's car it was. He's like, I punched him square in the face. I smacked him right in the face. Da da da.
Can you look that up for me really
so
quick?
I just
Yeah,
saw
I'm
the
looking there.
video of it.
Yeah.
So
But yeah, I
it's,
saw.
it's under investigation still. He clocked someone, so it's on video.
It's from I think this was back in Vegas for the Pro Bowl. Like,
so
2 years
realistically,
ago.
we're talking 4, 6 to 8 games.
Yeah, not guilty to battery charge.
Yeah,
Right.
see.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Doesn't it? You don't have to be proven guilty for Roger Goodell to come down and say you
Yeah.
broke the laws.
Exactly.
4, 6, or 8. Bargain down to 2. Who knows? But I think Michael Thomas is gone. I think you're wrong about that. He
yes.
may stay, but I think, and that's another thing we could have brought up, but before, like, a lot of wideouts want out.
Right.
So we keep talking about this DeAndre Hopkins, but Keenan Allen wants out, and these are just things that are real.
Hold on, where'd you hear that Keenan Allen?
Keenan Allen is 100% wants out. I've heard that multiple sources. That would be an easy Google on that one. You saw they're not trying to get rid of the T. Higgins, but I saw a lot of guys. I forget who else, but there's a lot of guys that
who are trying to leave,
are looking to move.
I would love a guy like T. Higgins in Baltimore, but
no,
he's
T.
not
Higgins ain't coming out, but Keenan out, and I'll think of some more as I go. But I should have wrote it down, but
it's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, realistically,
there's some guys that want out.
you need to have better receivers if the Ravens
Zay
want to
Jones wants out.
have success.
Alan Lazard wants out.
But yeah, I kind of lost my train of thought.
No, Derek Carr. I think it's his last shot at a contract.
Oh yeah,
I think the Saints are a soft landing spot, if you ask me. I feel like they're not going to really be expected to do anything, so kind of whatever happens, they're in an easy division. Yeah, he can sneak in a playoff win here or there, but are we really talking about Derek Carr being a contender? I'm not.
I don't think he's ever even won a playoff game in his career.
Right. So I like the guy and all like that, but I don't know. I ain't too worried about Derek Carr.
Yeah, I think.
I like to go against him.
But and being in a weak division like the NFC South, I think New Orleans might have just put themselves atop of that division. I think Carolina can be the top team in that division. Shout out to your guys, by the way. But I think they could be the top guy in that division if they bring in a guy possibly from this draft. I know you talk about Matt Corral a little bit. I don't think he's going to be the guy that's going to take you to the next level. No. But I think maybe if y'all find a way to sneak in Stroud, maybe trade up to get it.
Where did they draft?
9. Right now,
they're saying Richardson's top 7.
Yeah,
so are they going to move up to get the Florida boy?
After a combine. I'm not the biggest believer of a combine.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you guys about that.
The combine. I don't think the combine is a big thing. Like, you see all this stuff about it.
Yeah.
Like, Zach Wilson threw one good ball, and he's now the second overall pick. And now let's look at how he's doing now.
I was kind of telling my wife that because she's seen Richardson. She's like, he just looks like a crazy athlete.
He is an athlete.
Crazy athletes have come and gone, and it's a league full of crazy athletes.
I think Bryce Young and C.J. Stroud are still the
Young's
top.
not going to throw, right?
What do you mean throw?
He's not going to throw for the combine. He's not. I heard he wasn't working out. What did he do? He just did his measurables.
I don't think he did that too much. I didn't hear much from him. But my guy.
I like these guys saying, "Just watch my tape." I kind of don't like the combine.
Yeah. You see Stetson Bennett run like an old ass man.
It was like a 4.6, wasn't it?
Did you see Max Duggan?
No, I didn't see his.
What did he run?
A 4.5.
He's big.
Okay.
I mean, Anthony Richardson had a 4.43.
4.44.
That's pretty good.
I was watching that one.
He had broke the record for the broad jump.
Yeah.
Something like that. Like, crazy athletic. Yeah. But the worry for him was the arm, being necessarily accurate.
NFL ready.
Right.
Yeah.
So.
But there's a lot of running backs that were hitting like really low scores on these combines this year as well.
Not doing well.
No, like good score, like getting a low number.
Okay.
Harbaugh said he sees 5 cornerbacks that could go in the first round. So I think we're gonna go cornerback, and I think everyone's gonna go crazy.
Watch us.
We need corners.
Yeah, we're not
we
gonna.
We need wideouts, but we need corners.
You got a guy in Maryland. You got Banks in Maryland, but.
Right.
For some reason, Baltimore never loves drafting Maryland guys. The only guy I remember is Torrey Smith.
I think that's the only Aussie problem we have is just his obsession with Alabama and never looked at Maryland. We let a lot of guys slip through the cracks. I mean, we could name a ton of them, but
a lot
DJ
of guys.
Moore.
Yeah.
DJ Moore, Stephon Diggs.
Stephon Diggs is a big one, yeah.
I remember going to a Maryland football game, and I'm pretty young when Stephon Diggs is in college still. It's probably like 2013, 2014,
right.
Somewhere in that range.
Yeah.
I remember he's a dog out in that field.
Dog.
He went 5th round, I think, too. Yeah. That's unbelievable to me. It's not like he was a first-round pick, but you see him in like the later third, fourth round.
In the fourth, you're like, hey, maybe we'll take him.
Yeah, take a shot on the hometown.
Steve Smith. Maybe we'll take him because Steve Smith was hot right there.
Yeah, take a shot at the hometown kid right there.
Yeah,
why not?
We don't do that.
I think it's pretty cool. I like how I kind of thought it was cool that Pittsburgh got Kenny Pickett last year.
For sure.
But to move it on, we got Geno Smith signing an extension with the Seahawks.
My man Geno, he ain't right back.
Yeah, $105 million.
He signed it, but he ain't right back.
He ain't right back. 3 years, $30 million at the signing. guaranteed. What do you guys think about this? Is this deserving or
How much was it guaranteed?
$30 million on the sign-in bonus? That was all I could find online.
Okay, so I think it's a good deal for both sides.
Okay.
Obviously, you see the Seahawks weren't planning on him to have a career year out of nowhere. So obviously, let's be real right now. From where we are, they're the winners of that Russell Wilson trade.
Right.
But you got a quarterback now.
3 years, $75 million.
What?
25 million a year, $30 million fully guaranteed at signing.
Yeah.
But you got Geno. You brought in all these rookies this year with Tariq Woolen, Kenneth Walker. You still got
building something there.
You got your core already with DK and Tyler.
Mm-hmm.
I think just having that guy for the next 3 years. Obviously, I don't think Geno's going to take you to a Super Bowl, but you still got a contending team.
Yeah,
Going to be in the playoff mix for the next 3 years.
Oh,
I think that's a good deal for both sides.
And Geno Smith has weapons too. I mean,
for sure.
You got a solid squad. He played
Did you
good
see that
last
deep
year.
ball he threw? That 60-yard bomb.
There's a couple deep balls he threw
one
that
of the
game.
best deep balls in the league.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Last season he had a great year. Hopefully he can continue it. I would like to see him stay successful in the league.
Yeah.
But that's a little
I
contract.
thought he had a bad rap.
Yeah.
He just never got shot. He got his jaw broke over a debt, and he just it's just always some kind of like Tyrod Taylor to me.
Yeah.
Tyrod Taylor was about to get his first start. They punctured his lung right before game time and stuff. I feel like some guys just had a bad way, but again, why is the goal to be like just mediocre?
What are you saying? So like I think Geno Smith was far better than mediocre this past year. I'll be
Yeah,
honest.
I think he was lightning in a bottle, but is Geno Smith above average? No.
I think
He was above average this year.
He was above average
That's
this
what I'm
past year.
saying. But it's a week-to-week league. It's a year-to-year league.
Oh,
And
yeah.
do I think he's going to have a career year again? Good.
Is
Is his career year even a Super Bowl year? No.
But I think a lot of players, I'm not going to say he's going to have another career year next year.
Right.
But a lot of players, like, once you have your confidence up, I think it's just up from there.
Yeah,
Like
yeah, I like that. I just think, like, teams who are out on Lamar, I hate to push it back to Lamar, but teams who are out on Lamar, are you shooting for mediocre? Like,
No.
the Ravens look everyone in the eye every year and say, we want to make a Super Bowl run.
Mm-hmm.
And aside from firing coaches, which is very extreme, I feel like we shoot for that.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like other teams shoot for that. But then I feel like some other teams, they just don't shoot for that.
Well, realistically, you have to have a squad in order to shoot for it. It's like you need to have. You can.
You have
go
to
to
have the
this-
mindset.
Okay, but with Davis Mills as your quarterback and not a single household name on the
True.
entire roster, you're
Right.
not going to go anywhere.
Right.
So you can hope and dream.
So
like,
you're not
I
going to
think,
be in on Lamar if you don't have nothing?
It depends because
Right.
honestly, the money's one thing, the injuries are another
Yeah.
thing. It's
Mhm.
you got to consider a lot. I mean, realistically, Lamar might be one of the best options in free agency right now.
Right.
Aside from Aaron Rodgers, but
Right.
longevity-wise, it's probably Lamar.
Mhm.
So, like, for a team who needs that spark, or maybe they're a quarterback away, like the Jets or the Raiders,
Yeah.
uh,
What about San Fran?
San Fran,
What are they going to do?
they're still fine. I think they'll be fine with
Purdy
Trey
will
Lance.
come back? I don't know about the
Purdy's-
ACL surgery.
Purdy's not playing
He's
next
got Tommy Johns.
Yeah, he's not
year.
coming back.
He's not.
UCL injury. I think he
Oh,
just
his
got
ACL?
UCL.
Mhm.
It's in your elbow.
Yeah.
But another thing is with going back to what you said about the Texans,
Mhm.
I don't think why would the Texans spend all this money on Lamar Jackson? Like if they were in contention for Lamar Jackson, like you were saying, a mediocre team. Texans aren't gonna even with Lamar Jackson. I don't feel like that makes you a contender. Still, you still don't have a defense. Your wide receiver core is arguably maybe a little bit better than the Ravens. If anything, the same thing. All you
Right.
got is Brandon Cooks, who also wants out of there.
Yeah, that's another one.
Defense is not there. Offensive line is still not there. No, the running game's all right with Damian Pierce in that
He's a
backfield.
beast.
So are we really devaluing the quarterback position? That's basically what I'm asking. As a league right now, are we saying like we don't need a Rodgers, we don't need a Lamar, we don't?
Oh, there's just
Unless
not
it's-
enough. There's just not enough of them. Like,
I feel like there's only like 7 good quarterbacks. Of course, I'm
Yeah.
wrong. There's probably a good 12.
I think
It's true though.
but it falls off fast.
There's a minority when you talk about people who are good and people who are regular.
Right.
The minority is the people who are good.
Yeah.
There's only 5 teams probably in this league who are locked in for their
And
quarterback.
have that aspiration.
Chargers, Chiefs, Bills, Jags,
how about Cincinnati?
Cincinnati.
Yeah, I believe that.
You don't.
That's
and
my
that's-
5.
You don't think
That's what I said.
Philadelphia?
I don't think Philadelphia is like
Oh, I do.
locked on
Yes.
Jalen Hurts.
No,
Yes, they
they're
are.
locked.
Yes, they
They're
are.
I don't know, dude.
They just got locked. Like, to your
I guess
point.
I
they
guess
just
because
got locked.
I'd have to see another year. I'd have
Yeah.
to see another year.
But
I
they
would
weren't sold. You're on to something. They weren't sold on Hurts.
Yeah.
No one was. Not the fan base, not no one. But now he solidified.
I
himself.
agree. I kind of agree with you on that. I think it's like, I think
It's a-
Hurts should be on a. You got one more
prove
year.
it
Just
basis?
prove it.
I don't
It's
like
not
that.
really a prove it.
I don't like
It's not
that.
really a prove it
Show
deal.
you're consistent.
All right, look at Carson Wentz. How did that look for them?
Right.
It worked out.
And he turned up.
He didn't win it, but he won it.
Well, it worked out, but as far as him being their guy, he didn't.
Yeah,
I mean,
of
he
course.
ended up never being the same
He
player.
looked soft as shit.
Right.
But
And Carson Wentz was like, to my belief, in 2018, I was like, this guy's going to be
he
good
can
for a
play.
while.
Heck
Yeah.
We're like, yo, he can spin it.
He's nice.
Yeah.
He was like Mahomes. He was
Super
playing like
accurate.
Mahomes,
Yeah,
too.
he was
Like,
a
all in the
little
pocket.
ad-libbing. Yeah.
Yeah,
he was.
so,
But let's get to the Daniel Jones because that's really the hot ticket.
right.
So I'll pull it up, but
It's
Daniel
160
Jones got
million.
paid, man.
He did get
160 million,
And now
4
Saquon's
years.
only gonna make 10 mil.
paid. Is that how much
Saquon
that
made
franchise
him.
tag was?
Yeah,
So
it's around there.
I
No,
I
it's-
What's
agree.
Daniel Jones?
I agree with signing. I'd say you pay Daniel Jones before you pay Saquon Barkley. Running backs in the NFL don't last forever.
Yeah, as a business,
Yeah.
as a business, you're saying that.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, as the players, like, I kind of feel Saquon's more valuable than Daniel Jones.
No.
But I like
Nah,
Daniel
no, he's
Jones.
not.
Daniel Jones is more
But
valuable.
I'm saying you guys are looking at it from the spectrum. I think Saquon's huge for that team.
All right, going back to what we said about Jalen Hurts. This is Saquon's best year
Right.
since his rookie
See,
year
I
because
never
he's
really
never
think of
on
it-
the field.
I never think of injuries. That's my thing. I try to separate that. When I think
Yeah.
of Saquon, I don't think of if he's not going to play. When I think of Lamar, I don't think of the past 5 games. I don't do that.
Realistically, you could be the best at your job,
I
but
can
if
say
you're
that
not
about
there every
Mike
day.
Williams, but he's a dog. He goes up and gets the ball. I don't talk about his injuries. That's just me. It's a
Yeah.
little different. But I think Saquon may be. I think Daniel Jones is getting better, but shoot.
He proved himself this year
Yeah,
for sure.
he definitely did.
Proved himself this year that he's at least
But
valuable.
he got big money. I'm going to pull it up.
160 million.
160 4 years.
160 for 4 years.
That's what I was saying.
40 million
Derek
a
Carr. Derek Carr only got 10 million less than him.
Yeah.
That's pretty unbelievable to
And
think
Daniel
about.
Jones is that much younger. Well, what's he got? 20 wins? 25 wins? Something
Yeah.
like that?
I mean, he also is a lot younger than Derek Carr,
That's what I mean, yeah.
So-
That's what he's getting paid off of, I guess.
and he plays for New
So
York.
he's going to get $8 million more than Lamar? If Lamar's locked in at 32 mil, right?
Yeah.
He's going to get $8 million
Something like
more
that.
than Lamar.
Yeah.
Shoot.
This is the way the league works.
It's business.
It's a business league. It's a day-to-day league. But
That's what I posted. Tale of Two Cities.
Yeah, I mean, last thing really, franchise tag on Saquon, non-exclusive, so same rules apply
Mhm.
as far as Lamar.
Yeah.
I don't see any,
Big
anything
change.
changes. I just
Right.
feel like that's kind of
I think it's just we're gonna just stay here.
Yeah.
I think he's gonna ride out this next year with the Giants. I
like the Giants.
just don't like you never really, besides for Zeke, can you name any other running backs that have gotten extended throughout the years? Like maybe Derrick Henry.
Is Debo running back?
He is a wide receiver.
He got
McCaffrey.
extended.
McCaffrey did get an extension,
Yeah,
but
he got an extension, but he really got traded and then extended, so it's kind of a little different.
I'm pretty sure he was already locked in on a deal with
Oh, he was? And
yeah.
they just took it over?
yeah, they just took the deal.
We'd have to check that out, but
Yeah, running backs don't get extended a lot, and if
yeah.
they do,
no, they're
it's,
disrespected for
Right.
sure.
if running backs get extended, it's from 2 to 3 years.
Right?
It's not a lot.
Not long term. They're not long term positions. They just don't last very long.
Yeah, they don't.
But,
Look at Kamara.
Yeah.
Look at Derrick Henry wants out.
I didn't
I don't know. I think both sides won out
Won
because
out.
I think Tennessee's finally realizing it's rebuild time.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
Ryan Tannehill. What's up? Is Tannehill coming back there next year?
No
Probably
way.
not.
Tannehill might be
Can't
out the
see it.
league.
Yeah,
He might be a backup.
I saw he might retire.
He might go to XFL.
I can see him being
Shout
a
out
backup
to
for
Josh
XFL.
Gordon.
I can't. No, hell no, he's not going to the XFL.
He'll-
He's too good of a. He's good
good.
enough a quarterback to be in the NFL.
Yeah,
still.
he'll be a backup
Yeah.
for
I like
Cleveland.
I like seeing McCarron out there.
Yeah,
AJ
McCarron's
McCarron.
He
tough.
loves the game.
He was a beast in college.
Yeah, he loves the game. I like people who love the game.
His
Last-
girlfriend was hot too.
Last little thing I wanted to cover today, just, kind of in the air. We've heard this player potentially going to the Jets too, Aaron Rodgers. We talked about it earlier on the pod.
Mhm.
But, like, is there anything you guys see potential with him? He didn't really. Last year, he was too cool for OTAs.
Yeah, he's
Weird,
just so egotistical.
It's
man.
as a quarterback, I feel like you can't do things like that because you're the leader. So,
Yeah.
and I also think if he wasn't OTAs, Christian Watson sees success earlier in the season than he did because he ended the season with the
Yeah.
most receiving touchdowns out of any rookie receiver.
Yeah,
Mhm.
good
So
point.
he was
was
struggling. He was struggling with confidence.
Yeah, he was. He was having drops over the
Right.
middle and stuff. Easy drops.
So, but he turned out to be a good receiver towards the
Yeah.
end. So, like, I don't know. I don't see A-Rod going back to.
That's another point. Actually, I saw some quarterbacks were already working out with their wide receivers.
Mhm.
We're behind the 8 ball. They're behind the 8 ball. Aaron Rodgers is always behind the 8 ball. It's a great point. He's always behind the 8 ball with his wide receivers because he won't work out, and then they start 0-4. And then he tells people to relax. No, you got to bring that chemistry
Right.
in from OTAs to workouts to training camp to the game.
Right.
But I think the Jets is the only place where he'd be allowed to just be like, I'll show up whenever. Who are you going to use, Zach Wilson?
Right.
I think.
I think it's like Jets and only Jets. Or retirement. Because he can make money anywhere.
I think Aaron Rodgers isn't going anywhere. I think it's the same thing. Like
Really?
that X you can't get over.
Yeah.
Like-
I never really thought that he would actually go back to Green Bay. It's
I think.
probably a good point.
All right, they said he was leaving last year. I didn't see
But-
it happening. I don't think. I
No.
think he's.
But don't they owe him huge money, like $52 million or something?
Mhm. I don't know. I don't think he's going anywhere. I can't see him in another uniform as of right now. Like, I don't even see the Jets making a push for him.
Mhm.
I don't see it. I
Too
just
much
don't
money
see.
or what? What do you think?
I don't think it's the money's the problem. I just don't see the Packers giving in and
the
giving up
1-year
on him.
lease.
Yeah,
Right.
I don't see
Okay.
it happening. But I personally do
Mhm.
think it is time to move on from him. I think Jordan Love deserves his
His shot.
chance
Oh,
now.
yeah.
That's cool.
I'd be excited to see Jordan Love.
Me
But I
too.
also think that the Jets could be a potential team where kind of like how the Rams did the one year with getting Von Miller, getting Odell.
Yeah, leasing
just
1 year.
Yeah, just going for a Super Bowl.
Yep.
And they got it.
And then being $50 million over the cap, worry about it later.
Right. But you got your ring. And the
Yeah.
Jets could do that, and they have some young talent still,
Yeah.
so they're going to have people
That's a
hanging
good
around.
point. That's a good point.
They could go and shoot for it and just, go get a big weapon, get a
And
big
he said
QB.
he won't go to San Fran, right? Because they did him
Mhm.
dirty in the draft.
Yes.
I don't. That's just me. I don't think he
Yeah.
ever will step foot in San
Yeah, I
Francisco.
don't either.
But going with the Jets, there's a difference between the Jets and the Rams. The Jets don't owe a lot of players money right now. They have the room to spend money.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
why I think they are the ones that are dumb enough to give Lamar Jackson $250 million guaranteed.
Right.
You got all these rookie.
I think that's
You
off
got
the
all
table.
these. You got all these young guys on your defense. Their defense looks great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they're going to keep adding pieces to that defense. I think they're going to keep going after pieces in the draft.
Right.
If they can bring in a guy like Aaron Rodgers, I don't think it's the same situation as you have with the Rams, because the Rams were already paying Stafford, Ramsey, Aaron Donald, Cooper Kupp
Cooper
got
Kupp.
got some money now. They got.
Yeah, you
I
said
think they
Ramsey.
paid Odell like a Bitcoin that year.
We might get
Something like that.
Odell.
Yeah, they've said
Herb
that.
Monkman
They've said
likes
that
him.
for the last like 5 years. I'll
Yeah.
believe it when I see it.
That's true.
Another player, I just popped in my head. Another player that did get franchise tagged, since we were talking about running backs. Tony Pollard got a franchise tagged as
Right.
well
Yeah.
after a broken leg.
injury.
Yeah, I like it. I think Tony Pollard does already deserve that money before the injury. I think
Okay.
he should be. He probably.
So
I hope
that's two good things Dallas did. They paid Dak when he was hurt, and they're kind of paying Pollard when he's hurt.
And how does that look for the Dak contract?
Not
Yeah.
good.
Wow.
They say you should. They
I
say
think
you
Dak
can't.
needs to go. But that's
Yeah,
it.
that's what I'm saying. It hasn't really worked out for them. Being the nice guy
Yeah.
that Jerry Jones, trying to pay these people
Yeah.
because he likes them.
Right.
They did it with Tony Romo. They liked
Yeah.
Tony Romo. He
Right.
never was elite. He's okay, pretty good in some years, but
Yeah.
I don't think Tony Romo was ever.
I think
elite.
Jerry Jones had a bad rap, and I think he's trying to clean it up
Mhm.
before he dips.
Did y'all
I really think that.
Did y'all ever watch the movie Moneyball?
Yeah, that's one of my favorite movies.
Yes. So in that movie,
straight up.
I forgot the name. What was his name? The guy, the GM's name?
Brad that played Brad Pitt.
Yeah. What was his name?
Well, I'm not
any-
blanking because I love this movie.
Yeah, it's off the tip of my tongue, but
Right.
he said in the movie, so he had an assistant in the movie, right?
Jonah
He was
Hill.
Yeah, Jonah Hill was his assistant in the movie. He told his assistant, so when a player got cut or traded or something, you go deal with that for me.
Yeah,
Because you don't
yeah.
want to make relationships with your players like
Yeah.
that. You never make relationships with your players because you already know this is a straight business league.
Right.
Yeah, and it's
It's all
hard to do.
business. It's hard to cut ties with people like that.
When you like him.
Mhm.
Yeah, it
But,
is.
like he was like, "Would you have drafted me in the first round?" And he's like, "Yeah."
Who?
He's like, "Cut the shit. Would you have drafted me in the first
Oh,
round?"
yeah.
He's like, "I'd have drafted you in the 7th and wouldn't have gave you no compensation." And he was like, "You're hired. You gave it to me straight. You're hired."
Yeah, but I think that's going to wrap this one up
Yeah.
for today.
Cool.
that was a nice little football pod.
Yeah. Go
Wait,
Lamar, man.
Wave that camera goodbye.
We still love you, Lamar. I don't care what they pay you. I hope they give you everything in the world. We still love you, Lamar.
Yeah. You got anything to say before we dip?
Oh man, exciting news, but let's hope the bets hit tonight, people.
Yes,
Let's go.
sir.
Big Buzz out.
Boys
See y'all
heating
next
up.
time.
I forgot the